Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It is another edition of Ask the County. And joining us this morning, we have Saginaw County Treasurer Tim Novak. Of course, it's always good to see you. How are you?
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Yes, happy Tuesday. We are a week away from the election, and many voters are getting ready to cast a ballot. Today, we're talking about everything you need to know to make sure your vote counts. So first, absentee ballots. I know that's been a hot use of voting in the past few years. So what do voters need to make sure that they do, and how do they turn it in?
Yeah, so something to consider. You know, a lot of folks are worried about how do I get to the polls, how do I not, if it's just I can read my information at home and make sensible choices. So you just have to remember we are like a week from today, so that the timing is like super critical with U.S. mail and stuff. So if when you fill out your absentee ballot, make sure that you take it directly to the local clerk or one of the registered drop boxes that are available around town. It's just super important that you understand that really don't put it in the mail, because the next piece you have to understand, in order for them to be counted, they have to be received by the local clerk by 8 o'clock on election day.
Right.
So if you're in by 8 o'clock, they'll get counted. It's just that you don't want to have it be stuck in the mail and your vote not count.
Absolutely. Okay, so those using absentee ballots can track it. So how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. So first of all, you want to make sure you sign the back.
Okay.
So another critical piece, and they're going to verify your signature off your voter record. And then you can track at the Michigan Voter Information Center. I mean, it's like, there's just a ton of information on there. And you can go on there, you can track, the submission of your ballot. You can verify that you've turned it in and it's been received.
Okay.
So, technology being used in kind of a really cool way. I can see the website on there. I mean, was on it again yesterday. There's just so much information when you're trying to learn about all different kinds of things. And especially if we're sort of cautious right now with, is my vote going to count? How's the process going to work? Reading that type of stuff that's official in nature versus we get kind of wound up when we talk to friends that may be misinformed or may have heard something else.
Yeah.
Go to reputable sources like michigan.gov/vote. And that should help ease some of our concerns when we're voting.
Absolutely. Don't want to mess around with your vote at all. So a common question that we get is like a split ticket, or do you have to vote all party? Can you explain some of those terms and whether you can do that or not?
Yes, we've heard the term like I want to vote straight ticket, right?
Yeah.
So that's the one I hit the button and it can vote for all one party all the way through. So you can still do that. You can vote split ticket, which that's the old school way, right? I'm going to go down, I'm going to vote for whatever political party with the candidate. But then there was a question I said to a friend of mine that's involved in elections, and Tom's like, you can't do this. I'm like, well, you can vote straight ticket and still wander off and vote for somebody from another party. So it's kind of interesting. So you can vote straight ticket for one party, and then for every individual race that you would pick somebody from another party, the system recognizes that outlying vote and will recognize that one and count that one instead of the straight ticket.
Okay.
So the machines are smart enough to recognize those types of methods of you voting.
Very good. Thank you for explaining that. So if someone hasn't registered to vote yet, is it too late for them?
Absolutely not. You have the right up until 8 o'clock on election night to not only register, but to vote. But some things to consider when you're coming in, you want to verify things like your proof of eligibility and residency.
Yeah.
So so think about your driver's license is super helpful, right? But when you're talking about your residency, do you have any utility bills, bank statements, paycheck stubs, or other government type any formal information that might say yes, you are the resident of that house, to be helpful, and you have the right to register and vote on election day.
Okay.
So don't be fearful of going, oh man, I missed the deadline again.
Never too late.
Never too late. Get out there and exercise your right.
Absolutely. Okay, very good. If someone has a question that pops up from now until maybe next Tuesday, where's a good place that they could go and get that information?
Yeah, I think there's multiple. I mean, clearly you can call your local clerk.
Yeah.
Or you can call the county clerk. Most people are becoming savvy with the internet. The county clerk's website has a ton of information. You can go to the Secretary of State's website, which is another one. Michigan.gov, you can check on there. And then once again, the Michigan Voter Information Center. I mean, those three sources, we can't say that we don't have access to have our questions answered from folks. And if you don't want to check the internet, you can go into these places and they can help you out. It's really cool.
Yeah, lots of avenues to get the information.
It is.
All right, Tim, anything else you want us to know?
Just don't be scared of my Halloween tie, my skeleton tie on. I know we were trying to.
didn't even notice that.
And it glows in the dark. We were trying to scare people yesterday, right? It was scary and fun.
Yeah.
And I just want folks to know that don't let going to the polls scare you.
Yeah.
There's the folks that are there are going to help you out if you've never been through it before. It's never too late to vote.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you have questions you would like to ask the county yourself, just send them to WNEN at WNEN.com. Stick with us. I'll look at your weathers after this break.